Hello and welcome to our beloved parishioners. I'm Bailee.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is Praise Be to Pod. Thank you so much for joining us.
Wow.
Ashley, what is on your heart?
Ooh, I have some really good news to share.
Okay.
I've been really cranky, so this is great for me to share.
Okay.
I went to a scalp spa. As we know, I have a scalp problem.
Oh, I literally in my mind thought of like scalping when you said that. Like the violent act. So
Yikes.
I'm assuming it's not that.
No, it's like a big Asian tradition is to take like very good care of your scalp.
Like skincare.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's like skincare, but for your scalp.
Okay.
And so I know, like I've seen a lot of videos about, because I'm going to Asia this fall. I've seen a lot of videos about people going to scalp spas and they like take a video of your scalp, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you more about this one. And I've been trying to like find one here and I found one, but I couldn't get in and I like, don't have a lot of time the next few months, but my scalp is really a big problem.
Okay.
Like it wakes me up at night because it's so itchy.
Oh my God.
I have purchased everything you can. Like I have eczema in general, and that's part of what's going on. It's like a skin issue.
Okay.
So anyway, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to LA. Of course they'll have a scalp spa there.
Oh, they have
and
everything,
I'll have time because
unfortunately.
I'm on vacation, you know? So I found my way into one and gotta tell you, amazing.
Really?
Yes. So they bring you into this like beautiful room. It's so serene. And me and a friend went and they put us in like side by side chairs, which is really cute. And you're like facing a mirror. And then they have like a little screen and a system where they take a camera to your scalp and they show you how disgusting it is.
Ew.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like that.
Mine was bloody. That's how bad it is.
I don't know why that sent me. Sorry.
Not like fully, but in the spot that I've been
was so odd.
scratching.
I don't know why that was so gross.
In the spot I've been scratching, I saw like a tiny, tiny bit of blood.
Okay.
Don't worry. It wasn't like, I was being dramatic.
Okay.
But she was like, oh yeah, very, very dry scalp. And I was like, yeah, I have a problem. I can't get anything to help it. And she's like, okay, well, you have a lot of buildup. So that is like protecting any of the things that you're trying to do to treat it. So then they like do all these crazy things. They put you in this like table that's a massage table and then lift up your legs to be in a leg squeezy table. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking of like the little setup they do to do like a pap smear. Is it like that? Like the stirrups you go in?
Kind of. But have you ever been in like the fancy massage chairs at Costco?
No, I haven't been in a fancy anything.
Wait, when you can like have a free massage chair, you don't sit in it?
No.
Oh, I do every time.
No, I'm like, I have a job to do.
Oh, I'm a bitch for massage.
Well, I'm not like against it. Maybe I should try it. Maybe I should live a little.
Well, like if you're ever in body pain, I recommend seeing if the Costco chair people are there.
Okay.
Anyway, like squeezes your legs, squeezes your feet, and then the whole table was a massage table. And then they're washing your hair and treating it.
Okay.
They put something over my eyes, scrubbed my scalp for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes scrubbing.
Okay.
And my friend was with me who doesn't have a disgusting scalp like I do. And they also scrubbed hers that long. So it wasn't like a version of how disgusting I am. Which
it wasn't a
nice.
reflection, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Neither was the blood, I'm sure.
That maybe is. And then on the camera thing, she's like, oh, I think you have eczema on your scalp. And that's why it's so hard to treat.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Which somehow the dermatologist missed. And then after that, they like put all this mint, like peppermint stuff all over your head. I don't know what it was, but it felt like peppermint because it's
like
tingly. And then like this metal thing that was supposed to help with stuff. I don't know. And then like a bacteria light, you know, like a red light thing, red light therapy, that but on your scalp. It was crazy. And then they just blow dry your hair.
Oh, so you get a blowout too.
Well, I wish it was a blowout. That's the only thing that was wrong. Is like it is not a blow dry bar. It is like a scalp spa run by women with Asian hair.
Okay.
So like they can blow dry their hair and it's perfect. Me and my friend who has very textured curly hair, we looked like losers leaving the place. I was
with like a healthy scalp.
So like, you just like free blow dry my hair. Like there is no straightener available. There is no like
didn't use a round brush or anything.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just like,
so it's like you were in a car with open windows. And
yeah,
open
I mean,
roof.
we looked like idiots, but our scalp so clean. And then they do it again. They show you the camera, like how nourished your scalp is.
Yeah.
Looked like milk.
Oh my God.
And like everyone's been asking me if I've done something to my hair.
It looks really good.
And I was like, no, I went to the scalp spa. Like, did you color it? Did you cut it? Is something
It
different?
looks more vibrant.
No, scalp spa.
And does it feel better now too?
Hair health starts at the scalp.
Wow. I mean,
Feels a lot better.
It actually starts with nutrition, but
Well, you know,
we don't have to go back that far.
I eat a lot of fruit.
Oh, you're not like lacking in nutrition. I'm saying that like hair quality is like linked. You have high quality
Probably both,
hair.
yeah.
It's not that. Yeah.
So it is better, not as itchy, still a little itchy, but not as bad. And I was able to do like a treatment before I went to bed last night, and I think it actually was helping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. I'm so glad you
Yeah.
found a solution. Are there any in the Twin Cities that you should go to? Okay.
I just couldn't get in when I had time.
I would totally go to one with you. Maybe we
Yeah.
could go together and then I could give a review on it.
I think you should, yeah.
Okay.
We can
sounds
vlog
amazing.
it.
I do like, I'm
the
assuming
pod.
it helps with like,
Or you see the
like
spa.
Yeah. Then we could write it off with our business account.
exactly a tax write-off. Well, I think you remember when I was trying to grow my hair really quickly because I had
Yes.
an incident where somebody cut my hair, cut off 6 inches of my hair when I asked for 1.
Yes.
That was
I
my mom.
remember.
But
Was it a Wolves game when I got that information?
yeah, I think I cried. Anyway, so it was a miscommunication. She's not evil, but I had to like do research on like hair oiling and the
Yeah.
massage. I'm assuming that process maybe helps with hair growth too.
Yeah.
Because I had like
Totally.
really long like mermaid hair.
Yeah, I'd actually like my hair to stop growing because now I need to cut it more to keep it short.
Yeah. No, that's about how it works.
She's like, oh, wow, you got a lot of hair in there.
You do have
It's like,
great hair.
"That's a lot of hair. Get ready to blow dry it. Keep going. Every hair salon I go to, like, oh, wow, I should have made a bigger appointment. I'm like, yes, you should have doubled it.
Yeah. I always have to
Sorry.
warn them too because I have a lot of hair as well.
Okay, but enough about that. My scalp is on its way to health. What about you?
Okay, so I have this like really insufferable thing that I do in the winters. So I get a case of the winter blues from time to time.
Yes. I just want to tell everyone, if you have never lived in the Midwest, it gets dark at like 4 p.m. in the winter.
Yeah.
So it's not just about it being cold and snowy. It's about it being so dark.
Yes, we have very limited light and it can like really impact your mental health. And so like the difference between like winter and summer is like so like it's so stark with like mental health. So I had heard that cold plunging in the winter is a really good source of like regulating your dopamine. It's also a really good option for people who are struggling with sobriety. I am not struggling with sobriety at this time. I am so separated from my sober self. But it helps with just like impulse control, things like that. So I started going to this sauna cold plunge in the Twin Cities called Embrace North last winter, and it like transformed my winter experience. Like it made winter so much better for me. It was such a cool thing. So we like went into these little like saunas, and then after you're in the sauna for a little bit, you go into this like freezing cold pool.
Yeah.
That's at like a temperature is like 38 to 42 degrees. Like it's very cold. And it's literally such an exhilarating experience. And for the first time in a really long time, I'm not really dreading winter that much. Like I had a really fun summer and kind of like sad to see it go, but I think I'm actually gonna have an okay winter. And so that is it's kind of like a recommendation, but I'm just really excited to start sauna cold plunging again.
Wow. Is it like linked to blood flow or something?
It helps with supposedly helps with a lot of things like circulation. It's like, it's a little metaphysically or like metaphysic. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Anyway, it makes me feel like Joe Rogan, which is not my favorite, but because it doesn't feel like it feels like fake science, but it does make me feel better. And it's a fun little like there's a lot of people there that I get to meet, so you get to like I've met some really interesting people, so that's been fun too. So it's just it's been well worth my money. I really enjoy it.
I know that saunas are a big Scandinavian practice, so
Yep.
I'm assuming it's linked to them just knowing about the winter too.
Yep, so it
it's not
originated-
Joe Rogan.
Well, I think it not originally, but I think that he popularized it a little bit because
okay.
he talked about it on his podcast.
Got it.
But it originates from Finland, actually, the process of like, it's called a contrast therapy.
Wow. Yeah, because they have some dark days as well.
And I think that like they have days that are completely dark.
Yeah, the first time I went to Scandinavia, I went to Sweden because there was like a $150 ticket from Fort Lauderdale where I lived. And I was
So
like,
random.
why not? But it was November and I lived in Florida. So like I didn't really think about that at all anymore.
Yeah.
Then we got there and it was only light from 11 to 3.
Brutal.
So we're like, okay, well, it's 6:30. Should we go to sleep?
Yeah. No, seriously.
Still worth it if you have a cheap flight
Yeah.
like that, especially if you live somewhere warm. It's kind of like fun and new to go somewhere cold and dark. You
I
know?
think it's fine. And they
Yeah.
also have like, there's a lot of research about how they have, I don't know about every Scandinavian or Nordic country, but there are certain ones that have built in like lighting and infrastructure in their
Yeah.
public buildings to help combat seasonal depression. So they've actively like created a culture and a lifestyle that helps make winter more tolerable.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we've quite embraced that here yet.
Have you heard of the thing where they put those like ear pods that they put in your ears that have light?
Nope. This is my first time, if you can
Okay,
believe
well,
it.
one of my friends does it. He lives in like Northern California where it's super gloomy all winter.
Yeah.
And he also has SAD, seasonal affective disorder.
Yep.
And he got these like headphones you put in your ear and they like put light into your ears. I don't know. It's like definitely like a woo-woo thing, but works for him.
I'm a little woo-woo if
Yeah.
I'm being honest. Like I'm Western science like at first, and then I'm like, but how fun would it
I mean,
be
why
if
not
I
just
like?
put light in your ear?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think my earlobes need more, or my ear canals need more light.
Maybe.
Maybe that's it. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to introduce our topic
Please
and then
do.
you're going to do a game. So we both got to pick a topic this week because we are starting spooky season, one of the best parts of the year.
Yes.
And first on our spooky season is a cult. I was going to say a fancy cult. Really not
They're
fancy.
kind of fancy.
They're kind of the opposite of
They're really structured.
So we are going to talk about a cult today. And Bailey's going to start us off with a game.
I am. Okay. So we are going to do a Would You Rather cult edition.
Okay.
So I, Ashley, am going to
Okay, I'm
give
not gonna
you
look.
certain like 2 versions of different like cult adjacent scenarios.
Okay.
And you have to decide what scenario you would rather have.
Got it.
Okay. Think you can do that?
I got it.
All right. I'll start with the first one. Would you rather wear matching white robes for life or forever wear the symbol of a cult branded onto your body?
Ooh, I would love a symbol of a cult branded onto my body.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
This is a surprise to me for obvious reasons.
Yeah, you know, it tells a story. It
I
makes
guess
me
so.
like exotic and weird.
Okay. But I'm assuming like when you're thinking of that, you're thinking of a part of your body that's not super visible. Like I'm sure you wouldn't like it on your forehead.
Not on my face.
Yeah.
If it's on my face, I'd wear the robes. But
Okay.
if it's like anywhere else, pretty much, I'd do the brand.
Okay.
You know, I could get in with the Nexium people.
You could.
Yeah.
Totally.
Nexium people.
Nexium. Yep. Okay. Would you rather never be allowed to cut your hair or have to shave your entire head?
Oh, I would love to shave my head. Please
Really?
give me an excuse.
Oh, that is so because of
Yes.
the scalp stuff.
Yes. And I hate showering. And then I would shower every day.
Okay.
I don't have to do my hair. Mm-hmm. Oh, if everyone else had a shaved head, great.
Wow, this is so easy for
But
you.
I know that it would make me look ugly, but everyone else would be like, that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather not cut my hair, honestly, but I understand. I mean, the split ends would be tough, but I don't know. Figure it out.
It's too homeschool.
I mean, it is.
I hate.
Yeah.
I'd rather be like, why does she have a shaved head? She's so weird.
She's so edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wow. She must be a vibe.
That's when I do see a woman with a shaved head, I'm just like, she's probably got a story.
powerful.
She's got a story. That makes sense. Okay. Would you rather only be allowed to watch religious propaganda films, but you can in total privacy, or you can watch whatever you want, but the cult leader has to watch it with you over your shoulder?
Is the cult leader mean about what I watch?
I think that he's got a weird personality, and he's a man, definitely.
I think I would, I can't lose all my reality TV. I just watch it with, my guy over there.
Your guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. This is my favorite one. Would you rather be one of many wives to one man, the leader, or be his only wife, but you have to have a dozen of his children?
No, I'd rather be one of many because he wouldn't even know if I left.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And I'd
In fact, I'd
get
probably
too old
prefer
or
it 'cause I'm
ugly,
like,
yeah.
someone else take care of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just purposely be ugly and then maybe he'd leave me alone.
Okay. I love that. Okay. Would you rather be the wife of the leader or his eldest daughter?
Oh, shit. Mm-hmm. That is a dark one. Mm-hmm. I think I'd rather be the daughter because at least that's not my fault.
Okay.
The wife's complicit.
There's an element of, of
Yeah.
that for sure. Yeah. Not in, okay. Yeah. We'll probably talk about that a little bit
Yeah.
later.
I mean, like as much as she can be.
yeah. The daughter is like zero
Yeah.
responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Would you rather have zero privacy but total freedom, or you get to keep your privacy but you're under complete control?
What do you mean?
Okay.
Like surveillance?
So like zero privacy, like you have complete surveillance, but you can do whatever you want, or you get your privacy, but everything you have to do is like controlled and you're very limited on what
Yeah, I
you
wouldn't
can
do
do.
very well being controlled.
Okay.
It's like a surveillance.
But you can do whatever you want, but people
I
are
guess.
watching you.
Yeah.
Like Truman Show.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? What would you pick?
I think I'm the opposite. I don't like knowing people are watching me.
Just that they're telling you what to do all the time.
I think I can because you can still have your inner world, you know, but if they're controlling your behaviors, but you can still have there's still like a level of integrity to that for some reason. Whereas like privacy feels so weird to me. I don't know.
Now I'm like really in a hole about Truman Show in my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Show that movie, amazing.
Okay. Oh, actually, I lied. This is my favorite one. Would you rather be in a sex cult or a sexless cult? So hyper conservative or too sex oriented?
Sex cult.
Really? I'm so the opposite.
I that's a new trauma I haven't experienced yet. I don't think I could go back to the old trauma of being super controlled in a conservative arena.
I love the devil, you know.
True.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, like a sex cult just sounds like, I mean, not that there's abuse in every cult, but I just feel like you'd be so exploited in a sex cult.
That's true. I do think that every cult has, every conservative cult has some leader being a pervert anyway.
Well, let's pretend let's just in this specific scenario say that is not, it's guaranteed
they are
that
always
you wouldn't
up
be
someone's skirt. You know what I mean?
Let's just pretend in this scenario that's not happening. I know, rare, but let's pretend it's not. But what?
Okay.
Then what?
Okay. If there is no abuse possible, then I'd rather be not abused.
Okay, gotcha. Rather be not abused. Got it. That's so crazy.
Wild.
All right. Would you rather be trapped in a high control conservative cult or a hyper spiritual cult that is obsessed with the devil and dabbles in the demonic or in the occult?
I don't know. What about you? Can you
Hyper conservative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
really learning a lot about
I'm gonna go with you then.
Yeah. Well, I think in my mind, I had, when I was in a hyper conservative environment, I still had
Agency.
an element of control because I had, like I said, my inner world and my stories and I could write and do things. And there was something that was protected. But when you let, in theory, a realm of darkness in that would impact your, I don't know. It just feels more.
Away.
It feels more all encompassing, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And I'd live in more fear, I think. And it's unpredictable.
What if you're just but the devil isn't real?
But I think in this scenario, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real. Okay, let me
do you have a funny one to end us with? Because I'm feeling bumped.
I do. Okay. Would you rather be in a cult that is obsessed with Jesus or one where the leader thinks he is Jesus?
It's so tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe it'd be fun to think that we had the savior with us.
The guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. I'm the opposite again.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because I think that at least with a cult that's obsessed with Jesus, there's this rule book and predictability. Yeah. Whereas when the person thinks they're Jesus,
they can change the rules.
They change the rules and they almost for sure will. And so there's that's where you get Waco type shit happening.
It's also where you get Mormonism.
Yes, it actually is where you get Mormonism.
That's exactly where.
Yep, exactly.
Here's the topic. Cults. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so I'm going to give you a cult definition. A cult is a group that uses let me start over. A cult is a group that uses manipulative. I can't say it. A cult is a group that uses manipulative or controlling practices. If you don't know what a cult is, you might be in the wrong spot. I love cults, and we all know what they are because I can't read the definition.
Yeah, whatever you're thinking of in your head, yeah, that's probably accurate.
The truth is I was stumbling over the words so badly that I don't want to ruin my confidence. So some key traits that people use to identify cults: authoritarian leadership, isolation, exploitation, and control. So in this spooky season, we are going to talk about the one and only, the IBLP cult. You might know this from the recently admired series on Amazon Prime, Shiny Happy People, season 1, that honestly I skipped because I thought it was just about the Duggars.
Yeah.
It's about the Duggars, but then it goes into the conservative church that they were in.
Yeah.
Called the IBLP, which stands for the Institute of Biblical Life Principles.
Got it.
So that's what that is. And it's basically pretty close to a fundamentalist evangelical church.
Yes.
But founded on some weird stuff. Like when I think of cults, I usually think of like Waco or people who are all in one compound, or like a fundamentalist Mormon sect, or, you know, things like that, or
like
NXIVM,
or like a weird hyper spiritual, like has
Yeah.
like a tattoo on their forehead kind of thing. Yeah.
But the reason that I liked this so much is it wasn't that far from how a lot of us grew up.
Yeah, it had a lot of overlapping values that maybe, I mean, it literally was the definition of fundamentalism, where it's just like, it's the more literal integration of values that we supposedly believed into.
Yeah. Like it definitely goes a lot harder,
Yeah.
but it's really similar. This was founded in 1961 by Bill Gothard. He was a conservative Christian minister, and his original goal was to teach basic life principles for Christian living. So through that, to make those principles go forward, it was like seminars and homeschooling and conferences. That was like what was really driving this. And then it kind of became, I don't know if it even was a church, or if it was more of like a seminar retreat type thing.
Yeah, it was like an institute that had these like initiatives to help strengthen the family. And it had this like ideology that they referred to as queriful, which was like the belief that the more kids you have, the better, because the more of like a witness you can be. And the goal would be to have as many kids as possible that would eventually become voters or take places in like political leadership. And I didn't sense it was necessarily end times focused as much, although I'm sure there's a component, but it was basically about like taking back the country to more like conservative values. So it was very like taking strong control of your household. So like they're all homeschooled, very traditional roles for the siblings, like gender roles, and for the wife as well. But it was basically to create these large, high controlled families that also, you know, when they're young adults, do these like youth or programs that they say are like replacements for like pre-law degrees or pre-medical. Do you remember when they talked about that?
So you might be getting ahead of me a little bit.
Okay.
Like the main crux of the IBLP was the Advanced Training Institute, which was the homeschooling arm.
Okay.
And this is what kept people in these gender roles very closely, and it kept things very secretive. And the curriculum was wisdom booklets. And the wisdom booklets started with a Bible passage, mostly from the Sermon on the Mount. And then the passage would teach subjects like math, but with ratios taught from the Bible. Or science, like why did God create light before the sun? Or history framed as like morality.
Yes.
Instead of actual
or like
historical
warnings
things.
of certain like cultural movements that took place.
And I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before. Have I ever talked about my gap in history knowledge?
No.
It has nothing to do with being Christian, sadly. I wish I had a better excuse.
Just because you hate history?
No. My real excuse is that I went to a high school that was very, very into football. My history teacher, of course, was the football coach. Guess what he was doing?
They all are. Nothing.
Guess what he was doing in my 9th and 10th grade history classes?
Just hanging out with the football players in the corner.
Showing Roots to us.
Roots?
Roots. I watched Roots for 2 years and I didn't learn anything. And this is the biggest time where I realized, like, wow, I have a huge gap in my knowledge. I didn't know we bombed Japan.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Till like a few years ago.
Oh.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't you been to Japan?
Yeah.
So was that your first time learning about it, like in Hiroshima?
No.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Because that would have been a big surprise.
Thankfully, no.
I'd have been like, what? We did
Like,
this.
I knew that Japan was bombed.
Okay.
I didn't know we did it.
Okay. In your defense, though, we really like to pretend we didn't.
We only talked about roots and the Holocaust.
Yeah, because we're the heroes. Yes. Yeah.
Because, you know, American history. I don't know. So I have a very big gap in my history. And like these wisdom booklet children, I'm sure they also didn't know about us bombing Japan.
I'm sure that they didn't. Yeah. Or they had some like weird version of it.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if you know this about me, but there were actually a couple of years that I was homeschooled.
Okay.
Do you know that?
No, I'm not surprised based on the way you grew up.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something way different and way meaner. And I was going to be like, I get it. No. So when I was in like first grade and part of second grade,
Yeah.
my parents, like, I wouldn't say that we were going to be down like an IBLP like path, but we were getting like more conservative and like nuclear family-ish. And like they wanted to homeschool us throughout like the duration of our like education. And then, so I was homeschooled in first and part of second grade. And then that's when my dad passed away and that wasn't an option anymore. And then like my mom tried again in like seventh grade for a bit. I hated it. I was so anti-homeschooling. Even as a kid, it frustrated me. I couldn't quite figure out why, but now I do know.
Yeah.
But it was a really big part of like the gaps and stuff was that everything is framed through, just like how it says like it's morality tales. Everything is framed through the like cultural lens of homeschooling people. So there's no like neutral lessons.
Right.
Everything is through the lens of like God and like honestly like conservative agendas, like family oriented. It's very James Dobson-y.
Yes.
So like you're so limited because you really only hear stories that fulfill that worldview.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that I think homeschooling should be illegal.
I do too.
I think you should have to prove your case. I get that some people need to be homeschooled for very specific reasons, but I think that it can be so clearly abusive.
Oh my gosh.
And I think that there should be a lot more oversight to someone who's homeschooling their kids.
I agree. And like, I get in principle the, like, it's also tough because, you know, with the rise of like mass shootings and stuff, like I understand the reason, like for wanting to keep your kids safe, like things like that. But that's not typically the reason why people want to homeschool their kids.
Yeah. In Florida, a lot of people homeschooled.
It's ideological control.
Yeah. In Florida, a lot of people homeschooled because it was unsafe.
Yeah.
And I understood that because like a lot of the neighborhoods were just really, really underfunded. But I think in general, it's like just brainwashing.
Yeah.
And
I
it
agree.
freaks me out.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, they also taught things like medicine or psychology, but labeled it as dangerous secular sciences. And there was a heavy emphasis on character qualities. So the core message was definitely like authority, obedience, patriarchal family, like stuff we've all heard before, very rigid gender roles, which if you ever watched any of the Duggar's show, you would see that all played out.
Yeah.
And like women were very meek, very quiet. The mom like talked in that baby voice all the time.
Yeah. I think that she really infantilizes herself.
Yeah. It's a little kinky.
I guess if you're into that kind of thing.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot. So I was watching Shining Happy People with a friend of mine, and she pointed out something. My friend Layla, who we talked about.
The cottage cheese hater.
Yeah, and the girl who I went to the rodeo with. But she had brought out this really good point, how she thinks that like the mom really tries to infantilize herself. The voice is part of it. But a lot of it too is that she talks regularly about how when she's like pregnant and like a baby is like first born, like that's her role in parenting. And then she like outsources the parenting to the eldest daughters afterwards. And she literally says, she's like, yeah, after a certain point, like, yep, they create like this buddy system where there's like certain kids assigned to one of the older daughters. And it's like, she didn't want to be a mom. She wanted to be a pregnant person. Like she just like, it's like I don't know if that was like her way of like reclaiming her youth and sitting in this like place of like not, or like always being occupied. Like either she only wanted to be pregnant and nursing, but she wasn't as involved in the like raising of her older children.
Yeah. She would have really gone far in The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, she would have thrived.
She would have killed it.
Oh my God. She would have loved Gilead or whatever.
So the real 7 basic life principles that this whole little cult is based on are still thriving today.
Really?
Yeah. So I did a lot of research on their website last night to see like how they are presenting this and if it's still culty or if it's just like it was then and it has been reformed. Still culty.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. So design is God created everyone with a purpose and you must conform to design, meaning like very rigid gender roles.
Yes.
Authority, submit to those over you. He was very obsessed with this umbrella idea.
The umbrella of
Where
authority.
it's like God and then man and then parent or whatever.
So it was, I think, God and then the husband, the
Husband.
wife, and the kids.
Yeah.
And it was of an umbrella of protection. So if it remains in that order, you're going to like endure more protection in your family unit.
Oh, they also have they have parents, husbands, pastors, and government.
Oh, I didn't see
So
that
those
one.
are all, if you are stepping out from under the umbrella of protection, rebellion.
Oh,
Yes.
that'll do it.
Responsibility. So you're accountable to God for your actions, but also for things that cause others to stumble. This is where like purity culture came in that we identify with. There was a lot on their website about how to clear your conscience. And like, I can only imagine the amount of shame that must be cycling within
I'm sure.
the society that this is thriving in, because you are accountable to God for everything.
Everything.
Okay, and the fourth basic life principle is suffering. So hardship is God's way of teaching obedience.
Oh, yeah.
Don't question, just endure. And then this is some of the stuff I found on the website. Adversity is a classroom in which we learn more of Christ. Adversity motivates us to cry out to God. You know what this sounds like? Munchausen's by proxy.
A little bit, yeah.
Like I was like, oh my God, they're making you suffer so that they can need you.
Yeah.
That's a Munchausen.
Or just to not question adversity or like not interrogate the why behind a conflicting situation. Like I think they talked about that in the context of like marriage too, where they're like, if you're experiencing like, I think that, so Josh Duggar's wife heard that lesson a lot, particularly when he was found,
yes,
hosting
guilty of being a pedophile.
Yeah, and he had
Yes.
like child pornography on his hard drive. That was something that she was taught, that she recited over and over, and that's like a way to keep people trapped in like harmful marriages, because they're like, oh, this is actually like, they also said like loyalty was tested in adversity, where it's like, oh, like you figure out like if you're made of the good stuff in your marriage, if you can endure and stay loyal during really hard times like that.
Yeah.
And obviously like being steadfast and being able to endure is a good thing, but it was clearly used as a tactic to control people, particularly women and children, into like being in like essentially abusive situations.
Yeah, I think like each of these principles is pretty neutral on their own, but when they're all put together, it just keeps people in these like really difficult situations, or it keeps people from their potential for sure. The next one is ownership, acknowledging that everything I am and have comes from the Lord, and learning how to overcome the anger that commonly results when others tamper with my temporal possessions.
Okay,
That was straight from the website.
what does that mean?
It's so weird.
That's so like cryptic.
I was like, what is this like have to do with slavery? Like it was so bizarre.
I feel like it is the like, because there is this level of like ownership of your family.
Yeah.
And there's so much like, I don't know if it's like about control of like it's just a weird thing to be obsessed with, like control possessions, or like I feel like that's also very like anti-government too, where it's like mine is mine, like don't regulate my shit. I don't know if that's a part of like what's fueling that message too.
And, you know, obviously a lot of it was about like tithing and, you know, whatever you have as gods. But when it started talking about like overcoming the anger when someone tampers with your stuff, I was like,
That's
who
so
wrote this?
specific.
Like what happened to you?
Yeah.
Weird.
Huh. That is
Okay,
weird.
there's two more left. Freedom, escaping the bondage of moral impurity, which is definitely about, you know, getting rid of the sin in your life. And then the last one is success, how to fulfill our God-given purpose and understanding biblical success. When I looked at this part on the website in like the help section, it was a lot about how to meditate on scripture kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like how to memorize more and like make yourself meek if you're a woman and make yourself powerful if you're a man.
Yeah.
And I was like, are these really even still going on? And then I found all these videos for each principle of these 5 white guys, which I'll put a picture up, This is a screenshot from the website. They're like copy and pasted.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Like 5 white guys, maybe like 30 to 40. They just look like not people I want to take advice from. And then a lot of the questions on the website were like, how can I prepare for marriage now? And foundational decisions to strengthen a future marriage. And a lot of that was all about, this was amazing. This is a quote from the website. Before starting a courtship, it's beneficial for a young man to acquire a range of foundational skills. What would you think they would be talking about for those foundational skills? What are the things you would like a man to acquire before he meets you?
Maybe like a moral conscience would be dope.
Yeah, maybe some therapy.
Yeah, or maybe like just like a basic general respect for women and like believing women are people.
Yes.
That would be a big one. Maybe just like a sense of like self accountability and responsibility.
Yeah, like a job.
Yeah, a job would be awesome.
Maybe learning to cook.
If at all possible.
Yeah.
Why? What were they though?
Practical abilities like carpentry, computer skills, vehicle maintenance, and emergency medical care. These can open up various employment opportunities. Like how much more homeschool do you need to be to have like the bar so low?
I mean, maybe if you're like a doctor in like the bubonic plague era, like you could have like just kind of like a little bit of a knack for surgery, like that you picked up on the side. But
it's so bizarre. Like these are all great jobs, but like,
yeah,
that's not a skill set that sets you up for marriage.
No, here's what I will
or any relationship.
Here's what I will say, and this is like not a silver lining to this, but most marriage advice that I see in the evangelical church is actually catered to women.
True.
And how they can prepare to be good wives. And it's just like a list of all these domestic responsibilities. And then if men are taught anything, it's really conceptual things. Like, they'll be like
a good father.
Or I don't even know if they're told to do that. Like it's things like it's more just things like being the head of the house or like things that aren't actually laid out of what they look like. But then like women are given a lot of like very specific responsibilities.
Tangible.
And because like the men aren't given as many specific responsibilities, they get to apply these concepts however they want. And then that's where you find all of these like weird relationships where like the wife is doing literally everything and the guy's like, I'm the head of the household, and he doesn't even know how to like wash a dish.
Yeah, he knows how to sit.
He doesn't know how to do anything. And so he doesn't even have like a concept of like traditional masculine responsibilities. Like I'm kind of happy to hear that at least these guys are carpenters.
I think there was more about women, but it wasn't surprising.
Yeah,
this
I'm sure
surprising.
It was. Yes. Yeah. I think that's because it's weird. Not like, I wouldn't say it's refreshing, but it's like, oh, I haven't heard like a man being accused of not how to be a carpenter in a really long time. I'm actually kind of happy. Is that weird?
It also said, additionally, both young men and young women, wow, equality, should develop skills in caring for children and in other essential areas that contribute to 5 aspects of thriving home: worship center, learning center, hospitality center, health center, and craft center.
Craft center. What the hell is happening at a craft center?
I don't know. It's a shocker.
Wait, actually, that sounds cool. Maybe I want to join this cult.
Yeah, maybe. Get ready to get pregnant.
So ready.
17.
So ready. I've never been more ready in my life. I just need to make a quick appointment real quick.
Okay, so one thing we didn't talk about that wasn't in the basic principles is the quiverful mindset that you said. So if you're not from like the super Christian world, you wouldn't know that there's a verse about how more children are more arrows in your quiver.
Yep.
So, and that you have more to battle. That's basically the idea.
Yep.
And a lot of Christians will have arrows tattooed on their arm for like how many kids they have.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The cool Christians, like the youth pastors.
Oh, I've seen a lot of arrows, but I thought it had more to do with like, because there's a lot of arrow metaphors in scripture.
Usually pretty Christian. Yeah. And this just really fueled Duggar style mega families that would then become political figures and then become in prison for their child porn.
Yep. That happens to some of them too. Yep. Never mind. I don't know how to talk about this.
Character was definitely preached over knowledge. So those ATI wisdom booklets that prioritized character qualities over academics really does start a whole generation of political figures, which is their goal.
Yeah.
Who actually aren't very educated, which is really scary.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I think we are seeing some of those people today.
Oh, I would agree. Cause like, even if, I mean, there's so many people. So this is like, I don't know if this person was associated specifically and directly with this cult, but Mike Huckabee was a pretty big figure in the Shining Happy People. He knew the Duggar family. I know, like, he was the governor of Arkansas. He was a very conservative evangelical. And like a lot of like him and other evangelical politicians. And I know this because I worked in politics with like alongside a lot of evangelical politicians. They're not very policy heavy, actually.
Right.
When they're talking, a lot of it is like, you'll hear like returning the nation to like godly principles or like back to what the founding fathers wanted, or things that are like, what does that mean? The founding, do you really want to go back to the founding fathers when women couldn't vote and you could have a slave? Like what is that? Like, who wants to go back to that? Like, I don't even think the average white man would want to go back to what the founding fathers had, but they use all of these weird little like dog whistles and buzzwords that are like, I don't even know if they can fully conceptualize what it looks like to have like a godly government. Like, they don't understand separation of church and state. They always warp that. Like, they don't understand how the government works. They just know all of their like weird like campaigning slogans that appeal to like evangelical Christians.
And I think what's frustrating is like, obviously the idea of this quintessential founding father being this like amazing evangelical Christian is like a nice platform for these people. But what they really wanted was for everyone to be able to have whatever they wanted and to express whatever they wanted. And so like they continue to push religion on everyone, and it's completely the opposite, which I know we'll talk about soon in like a Thanksgiving episode. But
I also just like,
it's really frustrating to me.
I also just don't give a shit about the founding fathers.
Yeah.
Like, they just like, to me, I'm like, they suck.
They all had syphilis.
Yeah, they weren't great people, and I don't really know why like they have to be upheld above like as like the moral standard. I don't understand what the obsession is with like aligning your politics with the founding fathers. Like it like yeah, maybe you can like view them as someone who created like a base for something, but like I don't understand. Like, I remember that being such a like, but the founding fathers this, and I'm like, why does it like? Yeah, maybe they had a couple good ideas, but why does it matter? Like, why does everything have to go back to them?
I think because of the laws. They were all made.
I guess.
They should be maybe updated.
Yeah, maybe that'd be nice if they could just get an update.
Yeah. So obviously this seems very close to where we grew up. And there were some scandals at the IBLP, specifically with the founder, Bill Gothard, who was never married
or had kids. That really surprised me.
I was shocked
because like, if you're watching it, like his entire, like it is so centered on like building a family and very specific, like he was the one that like showed you how to spank kids on stage, right? Am I thinking of the right person?
No, you're thinking of the Focus on the Family guy, James Dobson.
That was him who did that?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know about in the documentary, but he was the one that like really was the proponent of that in the era.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'm thinking of a different person, but still like similar, where he had so much to say.
I think you're right, though. In the documentary, they did show him doing it, but I think it was probably coming from Dobson.
But he had so much to say about like the intricacies of like raising kids and a family, and he never, and he also talked about like basically the hierarchy of like people who get married and have kids, yet he never had them himself, which is very surprising to me.
I'm just surprised that people didn't question it more.
I agree.
That wouldn't fly today, I don't think.
I honestly don't know. Yeah, because he spoke almost like negatively about people who don't have a lot of kids while not having kids.
Yeah, that he knows of.
That's true. And we do find out later that he is a pedophile, and he abuses young girls who are like in this institution. And I think like a common thing that he would do his like traveling or go to the different institutions that he had across the country. And he would meet these like young girls and be like, you should come work for like HQ or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then like many of them like accused him of sexual assault and rape and sexual harassment, which is like still like, I'm just surprised that he wouldn't have like wanted to get married to cover that up. Like, it's very surprising to me.
I know. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
And obviously he had to step down in 2014 after these allegations, but he was never charged formally or anything because a lot of the victims were very scared of his power. So that is a bummer. A lot more is in the documentary. I highly recommend it. It was really good, really well done. A lot of people who survived it are in it, and they have a lot to say. And first person accounts from people who worked with him. But it's definitely culty because there's a charismatic leader with unchecked power. There is exploitation of the followers, financial, emotional, sexual.
Definitely.
Heavy control over personal lives, who you marry, what you do, how you dress, what you listen to, where you go, how you educate your kids, how you have a husband, you know, all very controlled. And that it has an impact that we're still seeing today.
Yeah.
So that is pretty dark.
Yeah. I do have like some questions about your like impression of it.
Yeah.
So when you were watching, you said earlier that you saw a lot of things that you still see as like remnants in like the evangelical church or the expression of faith that we were exposed to. What are some like overlapping things that you saw? Because these were obviously very extreme examples, very easy to like watch the Duggar family and label them as being in a cult. So like why, like what are the connections that you've made in between the two?
There was definitely like that courtship vibe, that Joshua Harris stuff, you know, the purity culture.
Not
and
dating, but you can get like assigned a person to court intentionally.
And I think the idea that staying married is good above all else.
Yeah.
I felt like I experienced that no matter what, like stay married. And obviously like I wasn't homeschooled or anything that terrible. I think the shame and the suffering, like suffering being for God's will, I've internalized that a lot. Like, how could God allow me to go through this? Or how could God allow my friend to go through this? And that it's just like part of his plan to redeem or something.
Yeah.
That's definitely a piece that took me a really long time to deconstruct. It was pretty deep. What about you?
Yeah. So I think maybe one of the things that really stood out to me is like a lot of the testimony of the eldest Duggar girl. I think her name is Jill.
Yeah.
Because I'm an eldest daughter.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of things that she talked about in her experience of her family trying to like cover up and trivialize the abuse in the house. And it reminded me of a lot of like tropes that I saw in messaging in the church.
Yeah.
So one of the things that really stood out to me is when things came out that Josh Duggar had sexually abused his sisters, the elder girls who were his victims were coerced to like essentially like go on Megyn Kelly's show and say like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal. And we forgive our brother. They had to really push that forgiveness message. And they had to like essentially do PR for their brother.
Their abuser.
Yes, their abuser. And it just reminded me of a lot of the like labor that like women in particular, but it's not even just women, but just people have to do for the abusive aspects of the church. All the like, even just like all the defense you have to do for like the most like, because forgiveness is like almost weaponized in the church. And I am a big proponent of forgiveness, and I'm sure we'll talk about this in an episode in the future. But that seems to be like, I saw that a lot as like a knee-jerk response to institutions that actually didn't want to intentionally address corruption, is that they would just like, instead of being like, oh, like this was an abusive person in power, there was immediately like, oh, well, you need to forgive. Like forgiveness is really powerful. And it was always put on like victims, like in their responsibility to make it seem like it really wasn't that big of a deal. Like they had to do all of the like crisis comms for it, crisis management. That was a really big thing.
It just like, it's so dark to think about standing up for your abuser.
Yeah.
No matter what. Then your whole family, your whole like 75 siblings also being on his side.
Yeah.
There's no way out. Like, I can't believe more of the Duggar kids aren't estranged from the family.
I'm sure that, I mean, they have 1,000 of them, so they probably will at some point in time. Like, I think it's almost inevitable.
It's, to make any kid go through that.
I know.
Is really mean.
Yeah.
It's really dark. I know it's like all they know. But is he in prison? the brother? Did he serve time?
He served like 12 years, I think.
Dang.
Yeah, and I don't know if he still is, but I think that was his sentence.
Yikes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's an easy time for a kiddie porn.
No, not at all.
Guy, yeah.
And it was also like his dad was also like running for office at that time, so like they didn't seem to halt the the boys in the family. Like they were in the men were still doing whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Another really big part of it is that like a lot of the young people never saw the pay. Like their dad
really
had like manipulated, like contractually manipulated them so that like he was continuing to benefit from the revenue of it. Mm-hmm. Whereas like they literally had like cameras in on like the women in that family giving birth. Mm-hmm. And the women didn't see a dime of it, but they had to like have it filmed. Like the women did so much more of the labor in that family. And it felt a little bit like, I just don't even like, I don't remember seeing even in like the footage, the boys doing a lot of like manual labor, which would be like traditional, but I saw the girls constantly taking care of their younger siblings and changing diapers and like being a part of this buddy system. And I'm like, what are the boys? I didn't even see the boys doing that much. Like, and Josh Duggar was kind of a dud.
Yeah,
aside from him being a pedophile, like he was just like, he was just dumb and didn't seem like he knew, like had a lot of responsibility, but the girls like clearly had so much on their plate.
Yeah, the eldest daughter said like they made the most money from anything that had to do with the babies or their wedding. Like I think the girls were more exciting to watch.
Yeah.
So I don't even think the boys were featured very much on the show.
But that's also like a part of the objectification of women is that you can make money off of women in ways that you can't with men. Like men can make money off of women.
Yeah.
Because they're more marketable. Because I don't know. I guess we're more interesting.
It got really dark. I do recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime. If you don't have an Amazon Prime account, maybe your co-podcast.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just post my Amazon Prime account in the comments.
My joke is killed.
Do you want to try it again?
Okay. And if you don't have an Amazon Prime account, maybe your podcast co-host will allow you to use her password.
She might. We'll see. Maybe if everyone's on their best behavior, she will.
I was forced to give it up.
You were by your like very like altruistic husband, which honestly I should probably be doing.
Bezos, also anti-capitalism, also anti-me buying stuff I don't need.
Yeah, which is all good. Like I think that he is correct.
I know.
I think
it's
that
helped
like
me a lot,
I'm hedonistic.
Yeah, there's times like this where I'm like, I just want to watch. It was this in the Summer I Turned Pretty. I was like, I need to be in the culture.
I need to be in the culture. There are a lot of like good shows on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
that's very true.
And then I do have one book rec. Have you read Jesus and John Wayne?
No, but I've heard of it and I've heard it's great.
I read it a long time ago, so I don't quite remember it, but it kind of goes into it's not related to the IBLP specifically, but it goes into the history of how the evangelical right-wing propaganda fed itself into the nation, and it kind of started around John Wayne. It's really interesting. It's really interesting tie-in.
It's not, when I heard that title, I thought it was just kind of like he was like not like hyperbolic, but like I don't know what the word is. It's like he's just like rough and tumble. But it's actually John Wayne specifically was part of that.
I think so.
I know Ronald Reagan was.
Yeah, it's all weaved in there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really interesting. So, yeah.
Okay.
Anything else you want to add?
That's it. I think we got it.
Okay. Blessed are the listeners, for they shall enjoy shame-free premarital side hugs. Find us on praisevitapod.com on the web and Praise Vita Pod on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and YouTube. It is finished. Bye.